When it comes to comedy, it often seems like two heads are better than one. In some cases, that comes in the form of one playing the straight man in contrast to a goofier sidekick. Other times, the duo is similar personality-wise and try to outdo each other. There are various ways for comedians, writers, and actors to approach being one part of a comedy pair, and the following examples demonstrate that well, as they have unique styles that separate them as some of the best comedy duos of all time. It's hard to deny Simon Pegg and Nick Frost are a dynamic duo, considering they both rose to prominence in starring roles together. The duo started out on the 1990s cult classic TV show Spaced, and would go on to create comedy classics like Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and Paul. Given they reached their peak as a duo in the 1930s, there's a chance that Laurel and Hardy might not resonate as much with modern day viewers, as their humor was certainly a product of its time. But Laurel and Hardy walked so that many other comedic duos in cinema history could run, and it's their efforts, as well as how prolific they managed to be a team, that puts them up there with the all-time great comedy duos. On paper, the duo known as Tim and Eric might not appear as one that's deserving of legendary status, but time is starting to reveal this oddball team as revolutionary figures within the world of comedy. Their best known work is the Adult Swim series Tim and Eric Awesome Show, Great Job, which is a sketch comedy show filled with bizarre, surreal, and very dark humor that's more or less defined much of Tim and Eric's work. They also founded Absolutely Productions, noteworthy for helping fund an array of strange and oftentimes brilliant comedy shows, like The Eric Andre Show, Comedy Bang Bang, and Nathan For You. Chic and Chong have a dynamic that is unique and inherently likable, and even if you dislike some of the films they've starred in, there is something endearing about their chemistry and the energy they emit on screen, somehow being simultaneously lethargic and chaotic. They helped shape what would become known as stoner comedy, and then off-screen found success as a music duo with various albums. For as popular as Laurel and Hardy were for their time, by the early 1940s, things shifted to the point where Abbott and Costello arguably became the definitive cinematic comedy duo. Made up of Bud Abbott and Lou Costello, this duo was so tightly linked that it's near impossible to hear one's name and not immediately think of the other. It's hard to look past Abbott and Costello as the definitive comedy duo. Their routines and comedic films live on, all of their work together bringing out the best in each other as comedians and performers.